thoughts about the upcoming season?
Thank you. What are my thoughts? Oh, I mean, I would think like anybody else's. High anticipation. Hopefully, hope goes into reality. And anxious to let our guys get on the field and play. I mean, they spend, from January the 16th till August the 31st preparing. So now it's time to perform. So that's the thing that excites me because these guys put a lot of time and effort, sweat, blood, passion, drive into getting on the field and playing for 60 minutes. I'm ready to turn them loose, let them play.
Okay, you ready for questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll start with questions for Coach Briles. We got a question in the rear left, or right side, way back in the rear. Put your hand up again so we can see you. There you are.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Coach Briles. Rob Davis, Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. You have 3 open dates before you play 8 games. Are you going to have trouble with consistency with that many open dates?
It's funny. I hadn't even looked at the schedule. The thing I do is look at our first game, and that's it. I do know we had a couple open dates early. I didn't realize it's 3 before 8, but it is what it is. I mean, speed limit's 55, drive 55. You got 3 open dates, deal with it. So, really, it just depends on how you approach it. The thing I've learned over the last 2 or 3 years is, don't wear them out in open date time. I mean, so we'll keep them fresh, and they'll be healthy and ready to go.
We got a question up here on the front left. Just a moment until we get them.
Okay. Yes, sir.
John Warner, Waco Tribune Herald.
John, really? I mean, we could do this in Waco, and you're going to come steal the show here? Okay.
Make you feel comfortable here.
Okay.
Anyway, you guys got 2 first-place votes. First time Baylor's ever gotten any first-place votes in the media preseason poll. What does that say about the program and maybe the respect you guys are getting?
I actually got asked that earlier, and I don't know how many people vote. I guess 25. But I was wondering why those other 23 didn't believe in us. The thing that, it just shows, I think, that we're gaining some respect. We're certainly not where we need to be or want to be or going to be, but, we got 1 foot, out of the water and on the land. So we're gaining ground. And, that's what we'll continue to keep doing by recruiting good kids, coaching them hard and letting them play hard on Saturdays.
Got a question on the far outside right.
Coach, what have you enjoyed most about playing a neutral field series against Texas Tech, and how long do you see that continuing?
I've liked the game. The atmosphere, of course, we played it 1 year in the Cotton Bowl, which is a great venue. And now, I guess since the Cotton Bowl's moved to Jerry Stadium, it'll always be the same place. I do like the opportunity for the Dallas Metroplex people to have an opportunity to go see us in Texas Tech. To answer the last part of your question, there's some money involved, so what I say doesn't make much difference. But I'd like to see it switch back to where we go to Lubbock and they come to Waco, especially with the new stadium we got going on now.
Got a question on the front left, Coach, right up here.
But they owe us a trip to Waco first because we went out there in 08.
Coach, Wyatt Thompson with Kansas State Radio.
Yes, sir.
You played so well last year late, in particular defensively. I'm curious as to maybe the couple of 2 or 3 things that you point to that got you headed in the right direction.
You mentioned playing well late, and that was the thing. Is a little, not the facts prove that we didn't win early, but we played well. So throughout the season, we felt real good about our football team all the way through because we knew we had some dynamic players. We knew we had some guys that could play, and we were, in tough games that we didn't win, and mostly on the road. And it's hard to win at home. It's hard to win on the road. So we didn't take care of business when we had opportunities to, but we never lost faith, and we finished, playing very strongly. But we had, I think, 4 out of our last 6 at home. The schedule kind of helped us in that category and got on a little bit of roll and started winning. But, that makes a big difference. But we never did feel like we weren't playing well throughout the season. We just didn't take care of business. We had an opportunity to. And the defense, certainly came on late and did some things that really helped us propel us a football team by getting, great turnovers. I mean, Eddie Lackey had some big turnovers late in the season. And, the bowl performance they had was as well as we played, since I've been at Baylor. So Coach Bennett and that staff did a great job over there, and if we'll start like we finished last year defensively, which we expect to, then we're going to be a very formidable opponent. I can guarantee you that.
We got a question right in the middle, and then we'll move over to the side.
Art, Tim Griffin with the San Antonio
Hi, Tim.
Express News. Hey, your uniform up there, your helmet kind of sticks out a little bit compared to some of the others that we've seen. Just talk about the thinking of going to that uniform. What's the player's reaction? What's your reaction to it?
Well, there's two shiny things up here, that helmet in my head probably, but that's I mean, to me that's what it's all about. I mean, you got style, you got attitude, you got effort, you have an image, and our image is, we're going to play fast, we're going to be fearless, and we're not going to, worry about what other people think, because we know who we are and we know what we're going to do. So the new uniforms and all that stuff, it's tied in with, presenting the image that we are at Baylor, and that's being really good football players, really good students at a really good university.
We had a question here on the middle, and then we'll go to the front.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Art. Suzanne Halliburton from the American Statesman.
Okay.
Back to 2 years ago when Robert Griffin was having his Heisman campaign, what did you learn from them as far as helping him along the way get the Heisman, maybe publicity-wise or whatever, that perhaps can help Lake Seastrunk, who kind of sort of said he wants to win the Heisman this year?
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, Robert helped himself win the Heisman. I mean, you have to do phenomenal things in phenomenal moments, and that's what he did. The timing was perfect. And he was an exceptional player without question. So he earned that. He earned the highest honor you can get in college football, which is winning the Heisman Trophy. Lake has some qualities that give him an opportunity. He's a dynamic football player that's very engaging, and those are good qualities to have, and they help you, with the voters. So it's, I'd much rather have players wanting to win the Heisman than clap for the one that does. So we're happy with where he's at and how he's prepared.
We got a question in the far right corner.
Coach Bob Ballou, CBS in Austin.
Yes,
What was your reaction when Lake said he guaranteed he'd win the Heisman? And second, is the helmet made of actual gold?
If it was made of actual gold, it probably wouldn't still be here, because somebody conveniently put it in their bag. But I don't know that he guaranteed it. I really, did not look at the quote. If you're saying he did, then I guess he did, and I hope he's right. What it did to me, nothing. I mean, we know Lake. Lake's a great teammate. He's a great, passionate, caring person for everybody on our football team. Prepares as well as anybody in the United States of America, and he believes in himself. And I learned a long time ago, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. So he's a great teammate. He's a guy that's going to help us win football games. He's going to fight hard to do it. So we respect him.
Question on the front left.
Bryce Cherry, Waco Trib. Art, talking about your Bryce Petty.
Yes, sir.
What's a reasonable expectation for him heading into this year, and do you think he can step in like Nick did last year and lead this offense kind of the way you guys have been doing?
Really, Bryce, a reasonable expectation. I mean, first thing that popped in my mind is break every Baylor record that's ever been made offensively, which is what we expect him to do and what he plans to do. I mean, I don't know what other expectation anybody would want to have other than doing that, which equates into helping our football team win every game that we step on the field with, which needs to be his expectation along with all of ours. So, I mean, his expectations are to win every game and be the best quarterback in the United States of America.